Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. So the daily races for Monday the 3rd of April have been announced and it's looking a little bit like they're taking advantage of some of the new cars and new tracks within the game. So let's take a look at what's in store for the week ahead in terms of Gran Turismo 7's daily races. So in terms of daily race A, you're going to be heavily using the Mazda 3 because it's the only car available and on offer for that race. It's having a one-make race. The Group 4s will return and they'll be taking part on the new Nurburgring sprint layout. Obviously a new track in terms of how it's laid out. A little bit shorter than usual, so I'm expecting that one to be quite chaotic. Then, leaving behind any of the new content, we're going to be using the Group 3s for Daily Race C. They're going to be heading over to Watkins, Glen on the longer layout for a 12-lap race. Obviously, a complete overhaul in terms of BOP for that category, so it'll be interesting to see what comes out on top. So let's talk a little more about Daily Race A. Obviously, it's a one-make race using the Mazda 3s. It's going to take place at Tsukuba. BOP is going to be enabled on this one, so don't expect to be able to take advantage of any tuning or anything like that. And it's going to be a 6-lap race on the Comfort soft tyres. In my opinion, this is perhaps a bit of a weak showing in terms of what they could have done for a one-make race. We all know the Toyota Alphard is now essentially going to be the king of the mean cars. I would have absolutely loved to see a one-make race using that, since everybody seems to have different van liveries on it, from Amazon Prime to DHL and, you know, many more different crazy designs on that thing. So I definitely feel like that's a bit of a missed opportunity. Who knows, that could maybe come next week. But it's the Mazda 3 that's going to be taking centre stage for this one, for a little bit of a close one-make race in action. And it just is what it is. It may be something I'll jump in a couple of times, so let me know if you're going to be taking part in Daily Race A. Moving on to Daily Race B, and this is going to be the Group 4 cars making their return, this time at the new Nurburgring sprint layout. Again, another 6-lap race, this time on the racing hard tyres. So I could definitely see this one going either one of two ways. It'll either be some really awesome racing, or it'll be a bit of carnage at the cut-off point where essentially it separates the GP layout from the sprint layout. I could definitely see a few people early on in the week just forgetting the sprint layout and just going straight on or straight into someone when they're slowing down for that little kind of cut-off between the two tracks. Overall, it's going to be a fairly decent race, I think. It'll be interesting to see how the new changes kind of take place and, you know, see how all the cars handle and what really comes out on top in the end. Now, I don't know if we'll get a bigger shake-up as we think we may do. However, it would be nice to just see if, you know, maybe a new car crops up as a bit of a king of the track in terms of the Nurburgring sprint layout. In my honest opinion, the Group 4s have needed quite a shake-up for the longest time. Even with kind of slight changes to some of the cars, we've not really seen anything come out on top. However, with much bigger changes now, I could definitely see something new, you know, just appearing out of the blue and being rather quite quick, especially around a new kind of layout of a track. So it will be interesting to see if anything different will happen with these cars. And now on to Daily Race C, which seems like a bit of an oddball choice, especially considering we do have new content in the game. But it's going to be the Group 3s at Watkins, Glen. It's going to be a 12-lap race with 6 times tyre wear, 2 times fuel wear, and on the racing hard tyres. A fairly straightforward event, this one. In my opinion, it does seem like a bit of a weird choice, considering we do have the new endurance layout, which I would have felt would have made a fantastic longer race, especially in terms of, you know, the new car that's there. The Group 2 does have a new car in its category, the DTM Audi, and it's a bit of a shame that it's basically getting left out for this week. So maybe that'll return as a fully fledged race with the Group 2s next week. Again, hopefully we do kind of get some action from the Toyota Alphard next week, maybe as a one-make race, especially since they just did something as ridiculous as the Samba Bus race, and hopefully we'll get to see the Group 2s back in action and see realistically where the DTM Audi kind of lines up in the overall grid. Although Watkins Glen is one of my favourite tracks in the game, I just can't see myself playing too much time here in Daily Race C for next week. It does seem a bit strange as well, since this seems like the first time in the longest time that we've only had one tyre choice selection, that being the racing hard. So I'm going to assume in terms of tyre wear, you could perhaps maybe stretch it out, especially with the reduced tyre wear at some of these races. In all honesty, it doesn't seem too much over 12 laps, so just stay out and just manage that tyre. But there we have it. Overall, in my opinion, it just seems a little bit too of a straightforward event with not much in terms of strategy. So that is going to be it for this week's daily races, or should I say next week's daily races. Let me know what you think of them. Personally, I can see myself maybe jumping into a couple of one-weight races with the Mazda 3. It's definitely a car that I'm still trying to get to grips with, but obviously that's more of a tuned version in terms of the BOP. Obviously, everybody's going to be on the same level, so I may jump in there a few times. I think my main one next week will be Daily Race B, just to kind of get some use out of the brand new sprint layout, with Daily Race C just seeming a bit too straightforward in my opinion, and not much really separating the cars in terms of strategy, which is a big shame. So that's going to be it from me today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on so you don't miss an upload from me. I upload GT7 and motorsport content each and every day. Have a fantastic day, guys. Take care. Peace.